deployed within their geopolitical zones, but none will serve in his or her state of origin. Despite efforts and measures put in place by the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, to make mining industries attractive for investors to invest in the sector, some mining companies have identified lack of funding, documentation, communications, and synergy as some of the challenges they have had to contend with on a daily basis. In this special report, Clearview News' Imofono Okon, who spoke with some mining companies, reports that mining companies want federal government's full interest in the sector and not just paper presentations and lip services.
Declaring war on illegal mining in Nigeria on September 3, 2023, Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, said he has also introduced a security task force and mines police that will help the country combat illegal mining and smuggling. But mining companies, in their reaction, said federal government is not showing full interest in the mining sector as FG focuses more on conferences, paper presentation, and lip service with no action to match the spoken words.
For more, we have communication problem. Number two, we have funding problem. Number two, we have publicity problem. For instance, now, most people who produce material don't know where to sell. And those who want to buy material don't know where to buy. For instance, now, those for us who operate in the rural areas, one of our challenges we have, there's no communication. How do you know, can we have a yellow page where we have the list of production companies, list of manufacturing companies, list of mining companies? With this, it will help the manufacturers locate the miners. It will also help the miners locate the buyers. And this can also create a lot of jobs for us in our community.
One of the major challenges in the mining industry in Nigeria is government participation in the mining business. Government doesn't seem to be very, very interested, but I see that this present administration is trying to reawaken the interest of government in the mining business.
Now, we have a lot of artisans, and most of these people have poor knowledge when it comes to mining. And also, they do not understand the rigors of all of these things. They are being exploited by some foreign investors, especially illegal miners. Now, we have that a lot. When you ask them to test what they are mining, they always have issues with that. They'll tell you they don't have money, we need the buyer to do that and all of those. Now, if the buyer ends up doing that, he wants to still make them pay indirectly.
Some of the miners bet their minds on ways government can come in to support mining companies, make the effort optimal to generate revenues for the country.
We need information, we need communication, we need training, we need government to come. It's beyond seminars, it's beyond summits. After the summit, what next? After the seminar, what next? We still come back to the same old shells, the same old pattern of doing business, nothing changes. We come here, we wear clothes, we intermingle, we share cards, and there's no business. So we have to really strategize on how can we, the most important people here in the Nigerian sector are the local miners, which comprises 60% of the artisanal miners. Now, if you can reach them, we will solve 60% of our mining issues.
We all know, I think one of the presentations done by the Minister of Minerals and Solid Mineral Development, Dr. Alake, he mentioned that they are looking at the solid mineral sector contributing 50% of the total GDP as they progress, right? Now, in achieving this, there must be a public and thorough sensitization of these miners.
The interests of the mining companies in fulfilling their corporate social responsibility is very low because of government is not showing full interest in the mining business. Because if the incentives are there, the company is willing to go all out to make sure that whatever agreement they have with the community is highly kept.
Nigeria is blessed with abundant mineral resources ranging from oil and gas to gold, diamonds, and other minerals deposits. Experts say these resources, if properly managed, have the capacity to move Nigeria beyond a mono economy that is mostly reliant on oil and uplifts the living standard of the average Nigerians. Imofono Okon, reporting for Clearview News.
The annual Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism has honored and celebrated investigative journalists across Nigeria who use exemplary investigative stories to hold people in governance to account, expose ills, and amplify the voice of the most vulnerable people in Nigeria. 2023 being the 18th year of such meritorious award, had 10 finalists who emerged from 99 entries assessed by the judges out of the total 209 entries received by the organizers. The 18th Wole Soyinka Awards for Investigative Reporting was held in Abuja, the nation's capital, over the weekend. The Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism, in its tradition, has recognized outstanding journalists across various media platforms, including print, online photojournalism, editorial cartooning, television, and radio. This award celebrates investigative reporting that delves into issues of public and corporate corruption, exposes human rights violations, and highlights regulatory abuses in Nigeria. The Executive Director, CEO, Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism, spoke of the need for investigative reports as journalists are blessed with pens to hold the society accountable for its action and inactions.
Well, I always say that journalism is a noble profession. Great people from all over the world have done this profession, and they have stood out. We're building nations. We can literally change lives. And so I encourage you to focus on your vocation, focus on your journalism, focus on credibility, focus on truth, focus on verification, focus on ensuring that you are not sensational, that you are professional in your work. And if we're consistent at doing this and we do it enough around the country, we will see the change that we want, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa and all over the world.
Speaking on behalf of the 7-member panel of judges, Abigail Ogweze Ndisika said the remaining 110 participants were screened out by the organizers before turning the remaining 99 to the judges. The 110 stories were not deemed investigative stories, however, commended Nigerian journalists for the quality of investigative journalism despite threats from state and non-state actors who wish to suppress the truth.
These reports, especially those that we're celebrating today, can lead to shake-up within some government ministries, departments, and agencies, and the government will weed out bad eggs manning those sectors, particularly health and education, and other accountability agencies like ICPC, EFCC, and PACAC, and also may lead to policy revision and formulation.
10 of the winners include Lami Sadiq of the Daily Trust newspaper, who won the print category,